Whoa, welcome back to the Casual Chaos podcast. We are the sports wagering community. I'm your host, Jay Ash. We got a tremendous show for you here tonight. The NFL is getting ready to kick off at 7:57. I am joined, as always, by my co-hosts, Bubba and Jeff. What is up, fellas?
What is going on?
Happy kickoff day, guys.
Happy,
Super
happy,
excited.
happy. Are we
Yeah.
really happy? Eagles, Cowboys, got to put the Super Bowl champs in there. America's team. What do you think?
I'm just happy to have real football back. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I think it's going to be a better game than maybe some people think. So looking forward to it.
Bubba, thoughts?
Same here. I'm pumped and I'm all over Dallas tonight. So
All right.
yeah, I think the Eagles are going to have a little bit of a hangover.
All right. Little dog action. I like it. You know, it is a division battle. Those numbers are usually tight. I think everybody's looking at last year's, evisceration of the Cowboys by the Eagles, and everybody forgets that Dak didn't play either one of those games. So
Mm.
we'll
I think
see
the
what
line,
happens.
there must have been some late money on Philly because the line went up to 9 like last minute. So
I caught it at 9.5 on a parlay. So anyway,
very nice.
this is the intro. If you're new to the podcast, this is where we tell you to follow us on all of the socials at Casual Chaos Live, Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. And we have a Discord now at Casual Chaos Live. How do you know you're growing up in the podcast world? You get a Discord. So join us there. Easy way to send in your tickets. You can send in your tickets via all the socials, the Discord, etc. But again, this podcast is designed for the community, the sports wagering community. We want to hear from you. We're going to have our Talking Tickets segment back tonight. We're really excited about it, all the action that came in since football season started. But again, it's really not about us. We're not touts. We're not here to tell you who to bet on, although we do wager ourselves. We'll share our opinions on games, what we think, but we're not out here telling you to bet on this, that, or the other. And more importantly, we're not asking for anything in return for our lovely advice. So that's who we are. That's what the podcast is all about. You can check us out on Spotify and Apple, as well as YouTube for the podcast. But speaking of YouTube, we announced it last week. We've been hitting the socials with some promos, but another quick plug. We have a live show coming Sunday. Want to be very specific. This is not a live podcast. It's a different way to watch football, but more importantly, watch football amongst hundreds, hopefully thousands, hopefully tens of thousands of people like-minded that enjoy wagering on football. We're really taking your group texts and that camaraderie and centralizing it. And we're going to be watching the game with you. We're essentially going to be announcing the game through the eyes of someone with money on the game versus just from a football view. This is not turn off the game and listen to us. It's watch the game with us. So this Sunday, Lions, Packers, when you guys are watching the game, go to YouTube, go to Twitch, jump on the Discord. We've got chat functions for everything. Send in your tickets, send in your videos, and we're going to hype it up. We're changing the way that sports gambling is viewed during a live broadcast. We will be the only live in-game sports gambling show out there. So come join us. We're really pumped about it. You'll be seeing more promos this weekend, and we hope to see you around 4:00 on Sunday. Jeff?
So they're obviously, as you said, they're going to be able to chat with us, right? Through YouTube and Twitch, this Discord. But they're also going to be able to give us a video call, right?
Absolutely.
Through Discord, though, right? Is that the only place they're going to be able to do that through?
Yes.
Or okay. So, and we'll send out some we'll get some information out to you guys on how you could do that. But yeah, we want you to be part of the show. So definitely reach out to us. Hopefully, with a video call, we'll throw you on, and you could tell us, what you got going on ticket wise, and if you won some money already on the 1:00 games, and if not, if that's a little much for you guys, just chat with us. We'll definitely respond. So
yeah, let us know. Come on, talk shit to us. I mean, I'm gonna be wearing my Bucks gear. I know that little casual chaos gear, little Bucks gear. So let it rip, all you Atlanta Falcons fans.
If you have always wanted say first time, long time, first time in any order, give us a shout. We'll get you on the screen. But again, it's an interactive show. It is nonstop gambling. It is nonstop talking about the tickets, talking about the plays. Again, we're going to get some bad beats, but we're going to have some massive wins, some massive highs. And that's what it's all about. We want those viral moments in real time. We don't want to wait for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for somebody to aggregate a couple clips of you and your friends. We want it in real time. So participate, get involved. More to come on that. So we're really looking forward to it. So without any further ado, we've got an action-packed pod here for you tonight. We're bringing back Talking Tickets. We've got a new college football segment we're going to get into, and then we're going to deep dive into week 1 of the NFL. We had our we had our NFL gambling preview show last week that we thought was very successful. We listened to a lot of other pods post ours, so eerily similar comments. Glad we got there first. So glad the competition's out there listening to us, because I think they stole quite a bit from us. We are the number 1 podcast at this time of night when it's not broadcasted live.
As far as we know. Yeah.
As far as we know. So without any further ado, producer Tyler, let's get into Talking Tickets, man.
All righty, let's start it off. We got a few tickets here from Rain Man, so let's just jump right on Rain Man's train that we should have been on all week, because he was, from all looks of it, was on fire. So we'll have to be, if you're following us on the Discord, you got maybe a little bit of a sharp here on the college football ranks. We haven't seen him do the NFL, but here's some of his picks that he had for NCAA football this weekend. So starting off, he had Miami money line. Risked a good amount there, but paid off. Miami looking good with Carson Beck. Notre Dame, I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll be fine. But what'd you guys think of the Miami Notre Dame game?
I'm not. I mean, I'm sort of a Notre Dame fan, so I'm not necessarily upset. I mean, I wish they won, obviously, but I'm not that upset about it. I saw some things that I liked. I thought C.J. Carr showed some real promise. So they got a big game coming up next. They're off this week, believe it or not, but they got a big game coming up next week against Texas A&M.
Yeah, it's a big one.
So now that's home at Notre Dame. So if they could get a win there, their schedule gets pretty easy for the next 3 or 4 weeks after that. So. Basically next week is do or die for them, though, because if they lose that game too, the playoffs are dead. So
for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll get into a little bit of college football with our guest here in a minute. But sticking on the Rain Man, Rain Man had Georgia Tech plus 2.5 and Ohio State plus 6.5. Both of those outright winners. So got them at plus the points, and both outright winners on the first weekend there. So good job by Rain Man spotting that one out. Ohio State looked pretty good against old Arch Manning and the boys. Then he also had Toledo.
I don't mean to criticize a win, because that's fantastic, but this is why we don't tease. So you throw that into a parlay, that 1,200 turns into 3,600 versus just 1,000. So
yeah, absolutely.
I like the win, but I don't like teasers.
I can see why he did it though with Ohio State, especially week 1. You don't know exactly what you're getting there,
right?
So
that could have been a field goal, by a field goal game. So
critical of teasers, not critical of the man.
Sure.
Well, you can't be too critical, because I'm going to throw 3 more winners at you that Rain Man sent in. But you got Toledo here. You had Toledo with the plus 10, so they covered, as well as LSU. He was riding LSU money line. Great bet right there at plus 175. Brian Kelly finally got a W in week 1. I know if you're a Tiger fan, you were praising God that he finally got the dub on week 1. And then we got one more here from Rain Man, and this is it pretty much echoes what he did there with LSU. So he had LSU plus 6, obviously that covered. LSU money line and Florida minus 45.5. I think Florida won 55-0 in that game, I believe.
Yeah.
So all those bets covered there. Those are all individual bets. That's not a parlay as well. But
did he just not like Florida that much. Like, I'm just trying to figure out the denomination. Like,
Yeah. I get 45.5 is just a shit ton of points, I guess, is where you're going with that.
It could be the reverse fat finger, right? He wanted to put 1,000 on it, and shit, I fucking hit send. No time to correct it.
Either way, you can't. Either way, it's a winner. So congrats to him.
Oh, what a weekend! I saw the tickets coming in on the Discord over the week. I had already put my plays in. I did a set it and forget it type day, so I actually didn't watch any college football. My mistake, because I got my ass handed to me. So,
Jay, if you were watching, the bets would have hit, right? That's the key, I think.
I think that's the key, but
well, the key here for this next bet, unfortunately, Raymond didn't go perfect for the weekend because he was riding Jeremiah Love with Notre Dame's running back to have 2 touchdowns. You would have to probably get 2 touches to get 2 touchdowns. So unfortunately, that's one of his stinkers, a loser there. And then I hate to even bring this one up because kind of a bad beat, and I don't think he's the only one that had it in the casual chaos community. But he had the under 51 for Notre Dame Miami, and I believe it ended at 52.
No, it was 51. Yeah. It was a push.
Oh, he pushed there?
Yeah.
But other that line kind of fluctuated between 51, 52, 50 and a half probably.
Yeah, it was. I'm sorry. This lost. The number was 52. I pushed.
Gotcha.
He lost. So I feel like I lost. It was a loser weekend for me.
Well, that's from all the ones that we have from Rain Man. We do have some prospect kind of bets coming this week. I don't know if we want to touch on that later on, guys, or if we want to jump into those right now. But those are the ones that we had from this past weekend. Again, send in your tickets. Find us on the Discord. Send them on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere that you can find us. We will pretty much get them and put them on there. So you guys want to talk about, I know O'Connor sent us a couple. What
do we got coming up this weekend or tonight?
Yeah, we got, I think 5 from OC. So he's riding Mississippi State. I believe they play Arizona State this weekend.
I like that. Good one.
So he's riding Mississippi State plus 195, 50 to win 97 there. He is also riding Clemson minus 31. A lot of points there, but I'm sure Dabo will have those boys ready to rock after getting a tough loss in week 1. Kent State.
Very critical of his quarterback, though, Dabo was.
Yeah, Dabo's an asshole. Kent State and Texas Tech. He's got the over 58. So a shootout, and if that one's in Lubbock, maybe a shootout in Lubbock there. And then he also has Bill Belichick, which not the best week 1 for old Bill Belichick over there in North Carolina, but he's riding with them this week. They are a favorite, minus 13. They surely can't play anybody halfway decent being a minus 13 or 13-point favorite, correct?
Yeah, I don't know who they got, but it's after last week's performance, you got to be right. So
surely you can't lose by 40, and
they play Charlotte.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And then last one here from OC, he has Arkansas minus the 23. So the Tyson Chicken Boys and Walmart supporters will be riding with OC on that one, and hopefully he gets a dub on that one. Boys, that's what we got for this week coming up. So hopefully, if you're listening to the pod, ride them, fade them, do whatever you want to do, but send in your tickets, whatever you're going to do, so we can talk about them here on the Casual Chaos podcast next week.
Good stuff. Yep, good stuff.
It's good to be back. It's good to have Talking Tickets back. That little hiatus was lackluster, to say the least.
Good luck to Okie, man. That's some strong bets.
Let's see if he knows what he's doing. So
yeah.
All right. This is exciting. This is what I talk about, long-time listener, first-time caller. This is a first for the podcast. We are actually bringing on a guest to do a little NCAA football, college football. Do we call him a prognosticator? Do we call him a correspondent? We originally called him a fan, right? But this is somebody who's
You call me a dumbass, yeah.
That's it. Dedicated follower of the podcast.
What's going on, fellas?
You guys have probably heard the name called with some of the Talking Ticket segments, but we like to introduce our college football correspondent, One Buck Ant. What is up?
What the heck is going on, boys? Thanks for having me, man. I'm fired up to be here.
How's the witness protection? How's the witness protection program going?
Oh, it's good, man. You know, I should be in witness protection because of all the losers I give you guys every day a week. So
that's
tough
all right.
week one for me too, brother. But man, it's so good to be here, dude. It's so good to be here. Thanks for having me.
We love the nondescript, undisclosed location you're coming in from.
Yeah. You get all the Rain Man winners. You don't get the Rain Man losers, man. That's why you guys win all this money, but you just get the winners.
Yeah,
I said my losers in.
We're pumped to have you. We know you're a diehard college football, former player, aficionado, gambling guru, if you will. So, we're going to be bringing in One Buck Ant from time to time to break it down for us on the college level on these Thursday night podcasts. So the floor is yours, my friend.
Former player is generous, dude. I was a Division III rotational defensive end, so I appreciate that praise. But man, that is definitely high praise. I appreciate
you're
that.
Still a 1%er.
That's right. I'm gonna be 2%.
Hey, that's it.
Well, thanks, guys. It's so good to be here, man. It's awesome. At One Buck Ant, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I send out my picks out every Friday. Man, football's back. Happy football. I'm like at the Eagles on the TV right now. What a good week one for the NCAA. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of like them starting out with these big, ranked opponents, but these big ranked matchups. But damn, it was a good week. I'll start with the biggest story of the weekend: Florida State 31, Alabama 17. Do we have a power shift? I mean, Castellanos all damn summer was talking about, I'm the man. Saban's not there. You can't hide behind Saban. I'm going to run it up the score. He sure enough did, man. 230 rushing yards.
That was fun to watch. That was
I was shocked.
He's got to be in trouble, right? I mean, if he doesn't turn this around quick, I don't think he makes it through the year. No,
the coach of Bama,
to DeBoer, DeBoer 5-5 in his last 10. Are you kidding me?
They got to pay him $70 million, though. They got to pay him $70 million to ask him to leave.
There's a lot of damn money in Tuscaloosa. I get his ass.
Oh, for sure.
For $70 million.
He might get invited to one of those Alabama barbecues and not come back.
That's right. That's right. And also, I think the story there too is, Ty Simpson's probably not the guy. It's like dude who's been on. It's a good story, right? You like to see a quarterback sit there, wait his time, wait his turn in this era of the NIL. But man, he looked pretty bad. The big story, though, I think of the day is Alabama got bullied for the first time in my life. I think up front.
Yeah.
Florida State's defensive line was shoving dudes. Bama looked soft. This is the first time I've ever seen that in my lifetime. Crazy. This line was plus 13.5. Everyone was on Bama. Me and Bubba were sitting in the pool on Saturday being like, everyone's on Bama. What do? Florida State. Me and Bubba hit that. It's only hit a day I think we had.
Yeah.
And this starts a little trend I think you'll see throughout the day. Before the season, I was like, damn, people are sleeping on the ACC. I think there's something in this conference that people aren't seeing. We'll go to the next game. The next game I have here is LSU 17, Clemson 10. Yeah, ACC loser. Tough game. Big story here. We talked about it earlier today. Kelly gets a monkey off his back. I mean, was he 0-5 in his last week once?
Yep.
What are you guys' thoughts on on this game? I have some, but I'd love to hear yours to start.
LSU to me is the best team in the nation. That's what I got for you.
Wow. I just thought Clemson, for all the hype and the talent and the returning players and what was supposed to be a Heisman favorite, looked pedestrian on all aspects or all facets of the game. Wasn't impressed.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. You got it, man.
I was just going to say the quarterback struggling for Clemson is the issue, right? I mean, because he was one of the favorites to win the Heisman this year. Now, again, it's one game against a very good opponent, in week one, obviously. So you take some of this stuff with a grain of salt. Plus, a lot of these games, the defenses were definitely ahead of the offenses. So we'll see if the offenses catch up. But it's a good win for LSU. I mean, like you said, it's tough when you have these big matchups this early. Now, luckily, they're not, coffin games. Used to be if you lost one of these games, your season was basically over, at least when it came to the playoffs anyway. So Clemson obviously has time to make up some ground. LSU, Bubba, I'm not buying in as hard as you are. That's for sure. I still expect them to lose at least one game that they shouldn't lose this year. But yeah, it's a great win for them. So
great win. I think it's a great win for LSU, but I think it's a good loss for Clemson too. I agree with Bob. I think LSU is one of the top teams in the country. Clemson has a ton of NFL talent. They'll be there. Don't be surprised if you see these two teams meet at the end of the year in the playoffs. I think these are two serious title contenders. We'll see these throughout the year. Another story we see a lot throughout this whole entire weekend, I think, is like you got these big name quarterbacks. Week one, they're not really getting the trust of their OC. They're kind of being held back. They're not throwing down the field. You see that in this game. You see that in the following game too of Texas. Was it 14 OSU? I'm sorry, OSU 14 Texas 7, right? Yeah. So you see Arch Manning has all the hype in the damn world. And then you go on Twitter the next day, you see all these highlights of him playing against, middle schoolers in his high school, right? And I think it's the same story here though too, right? You got it's two great defenses, two great teams. What did you learn in this game is that his quarterbacks have to go a long way. But I think these are also two teams we'll see at the end of the year. Love to hear your thoughts on this as well.
That's the first time that we've seen him have any real extended play, and I'm curious. I know. Did you guys watch this game? I mean, did you guys actually pay attention?
It was tough to watch, man. We were in and out on it, but it was like it was tough to watch.
I don't love his motion. I mean, did you notice that his motion was kind of screwed up?
A little three quarters, kind of.
Yeah, and it's like slingshot. That worries me a little bit from him. But to your point about them not throwing the ball downfield, I think that a lot of that had to do with Ohio State's defense. They were taking away the ball big time. So, look, again, like I just said about the Clemson game, I mean, he didn't look good, Manning, I'm talking about, but it's week one against a really good team. I expect that he'll get better as the games go along. But it's a little worrisome. I mean, no doubt about it.
I think that there's a weird shift there, right? Where he didn't look good, but no one's giving Ohio State's defense the credit it probably deserves, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I go back to when we were doing the college football preview, and I made the joke that Archie has a jughead in his coach. Run the ball, like figure out a way to get him in space, get him in motion. That was the big thing with him last year when he came in for Ewers, right? It was like change the pace. When they were getting steamrolled by Georgia, you bring in Archie, you use the legs. He didn't use his legs at all in that game.
He didn't run at all. Yeah.
So same thing, first game, there's plenty of time. Both teams will be fine, but he's got a lot of work to do to recover press wise.
Yeah, agreed. Two more games I want to touch on before moving to week 2 picks and previews and stuff. You guys talked about it earlier. You see it on my hat. I'm also a Notre Dame fan. Miami 27, Notre Dame 24. I think this is going to be the greatest comeback story in Carson Beck. He looked incredible. I mean, this is a dude that's been written off. They said he had all the receivers and the talent at Georgia. Once they all left, he didn't look that good. Man, he looked damn solid against Notre Dame. And I think a huge story in this game too is Notre Dame did not replace the trenches well on both sides of the ball. They couldn't get to the quarterback. Not. They could not get to the quarterback, and I don't even know the name of this guy. The guy has a C on his damn jersey, the right tackle. He was getting spun around by number 4 in Miami. Embarrassing.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Couldn't even put a drive together at the end of the game because Carr had no time. I will say Carr looked good. I'm not like calling it quits in the season, but damn, if we're not going to give the damn ball to Jeremiah Love, which is ridiculous, and number 2, if we can't give any protection, if that's going to be the effort that Notre Dame's going to have up front all year, they're a 3-win team at most. I mean, they got some sneaky opponents in the schedule. Like you said, they got to go to Texas A&M. They got to go to Arkansas. I mean, they got to play USC at some point this year. There's a tough little schedule they got, and I don't know if there's a return to the postseason for the Irish.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Texas A&M is actually at Notre Dame, so that's a big difference there. But if they win that game, then they play like Purdue, they play NC State, they play Arkansas in a row. So I mean, they could get healthy pretty quickly before they end up playing USC, which will probably be a better game than people think. Regarding the offensive line, it's mostly the guys that played last year. I mean, they had a lot of injuries last year, so guys that weren't supposed to play did play, and now almost all those guys are back. So that O-line is basically the same guys that played most of last season. I think the Heat had a big factor as far as how they looked, especially if the game wore on. I'd be more concerned about the defensive line, to your guys' point. They did have to replace a lot of the defensive line, and they were not getting pressure at all. Now, again, Miami's got a really good offensive line. We got to keep that in mind too, right? So we'll see. Look, Notre Dame did sort of what they did last year. They hung around in these games. They, when it looked like the game was over, they ended up tying the game, right? So I do like the fact that they seem to have that testicular. They're not going to
testicular fortitude.
Yeah, they're not going to fold. So they're not going to fold.
And the one thing I'll say from that game is that number 4 Ruben Bain. I looked at I'm a degenerate, so I look at mock drafts every damn week. And Ruben Bain went from fringe 5th round, 6th round guy to top 10 draft pick because of his performance against Notre Dame. So, well, we really need that offensive line to improve.
They got pushed around. They got pushed around,
bro. Pushed around.
The one thing that. Go ahead, Jay.
I was just going to make a joke. You talk about the Carson comeback story. We've learned a lot of lessons, life lessons and sports lessons from the Rocky movies. But as Mickey said, women weaken knees. And
he got rid of that woman. He got rid of that woman and found a Latina girl. That's what happened.
That's it. The Cavender twin. One of the twins said bye-bye, and he said, "I'm taking my talents to Miami, LeBron style," and here he is.
That's it, bro. That's it.
One last thing on Notre Dame, and you touched on this already, but every Notre Dame fan is like, where the hell was Jeremiah Love? I mean, how do you have an offensive game plan where you're not giving that guy the ball at least 20 times a game? It was ridiculous. So.
Yeah. But when they gave it to him finally, he was like hurtling every
He's jumping in the air, bro. It's ridiculous. Jumping.
I mean, every time he touched the ball, though, he looked like the best player on the field, which is what he is. So,
damn straight.
Yeah.
We just kicked off in the Cowboy-Eagle game, by the way.
There we go.
Football's back.
Football is back.
We'll do one quick game. Got to shout out the hometown boys, those USF Bulls, bro. We talk about heat. Boise State could not stand it. USF looks dominant. They look like the front runner Power 5 team to make the playoffs this year, in my opinion. Boy, does Byron Brown look good. If they take one of these two against Miami or Florida, don't be surprised if you see Byron Brown in Radio City Music Hall Heisman, man. He's a damn good player.
He looks like a tight end playing quarterback.
Bro,
he looks fast.
Yeah. Craving contact, bro. He's going into the end zone.
Yeah, he's running guys over. It's crazy.
He looked good, and they got a transfer from Tennessee, Nimrod, wide receiver. At the level, number 4, right? I think 4. Might be. I'm pretty sure 4, but he clearly on the field this week. I was at the game. Was the best athlete on the field outside of obviously 17. If their offense is just 17-4. If it's not them, maybe 11 on the streak routes on the go balls. But I'm very excited for this week with Florida. I'm sure we'll talk about it, but that could get interesting in Gainesville.
Offense looked great. The defense looked even better, man.
Way better.
Talking mess.
They were so bad last year that they couldn't have looked worse. Very similar to Miami. Miami's defense looked pretty good this week. Same thing with Florida, USF. The USF's defense last year was us 5 that are in this call would probably put up the same effort that they had last year. No, I don't think it is. I watched a lot of that. It was brutal. But they were hitting hard. They were running around at a different pace than they were last year. So very excited for them.
Hey,
go ahead, sorry.
No, I was going to say before we get to week 2, Ash, we'd be remiss if we didn't throw a congratulations out to Garbs, right? So, big win with that Miami. He was him and Murph were going at it during the game, and Garbs got the upper hand. So
we asked them both to come on the show and fight it out, but cooler heads prevailed.
One more note on week 1. I think going into this year, at least we said Nussmeier and Drew Aller and Clay Klubnik are going to be the NFL guys. Rightfully so, they might be. I think by the end of this year, there's going to be 2 freshman quarterbacks that will go 1 and 2 if they were eligible. That is JKS. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name from Cal. I'm going to figure that out before the end of the year. That dude is throwing dots, dog. He was the ACC Rookie of the Week. I think he was even freshman. Sean Alexander, freshman of the week too in the nation. And then the other one is Bryce Underwood from Michigan. His tape looks incredible. I don't know how good Michigan's going to be, but I think he's the most talented quarterback in the nation.
Wow. All right.
Watch out for one of those guys to be in Radio City as well.
Okay.
All right, moving into week 2. Week 2 is interesting, man. We had a lot of big matchups week 1. I think week 2 is a story of big spreads and old rivals. You got a lot of tune-up games recovering from the week last week, and you got some kind of cool games that we haven't seen in a while. one of those cool games I'll start with is Kansas and Missouri. This used to be this was my first memory of football. It was like the quarterback named Reese, and then what was that quarterback that played for the Chargers for forever? It was like career backup Chase Daniel, right? Back when Missouri was 4, Kansas was 2. This is an interesting one. You got Kansas at Missouri. Missouri 6.5. Their starting quarterback Sam Horn is out long term. They got this other guy in, Bo Pribula. He had a decent week, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. I like Kansas a lot this year. I have been a Jalen Daniels hater, and because he gets hurt every year. And until this dude gets hurt, he's going to run all over the damn field. He's a quarterback of Kansas. He's going to run all over the damn field and cover every spread. Total's 50.5. I like Kansas to cover that easily. And I don't know Kansas team total. I wouldn't bet the total of the game, but I would bet Kansas over, and I'd even bet Kansas money line. Curious your thoughts this game. I don't know if you guys have anything on this one.
I don't have anything on that.
I like the over. Both teams can score, so I like the over there.
Both teams can score. And I think, Missouri hasn't really had a great matchup. Every time they play a decent opponent, they kind of fall flat. I'll move on to my next game. I think I talked about ACC being so important, such an underrated conference going into the season. I think they're a very talented conference. I think they'll continue to cover and win some of these out of conference games. We got Louisville at home against James Madison. James Madison is recently moved to the Division I ranks. They had a great Division I AA story. They won a couple championships, have some NFL talent on the roster. They had a coach go to Indiana and instantly bring them to the playoffs. But I like Louisville in this one to cover easy, minus 14.5, totals 54.5. I think ACC rolls. Louisville has a running back, Isaac Brown, might be a first-round draft pick. He had 126 rushes, 2 touchdowns on just 6 carries. They also have transfer from USC, Miller Moss. Dude's a 5-star prospect. He had a tough game last week, but dude's talented. I think he's quick in the pocket. Has a laser rocket arm. I think they cover this easy. I don't know if you guys have anything this I can move on. If not,
I'm good with this one.
Yep.
Yeah, Louisville.
Talk
rolls.
Talk to me about Iowa State.
Well, here we go. We talk about another rivalry, right? Like old school rivalry that feels like way too early in the season. This feels like it should be snow 6-3 over under 29.5, right? Iowa at Iowa State. I'm a huge Iowa State fan this year. We got a local boy in Anthony Beck. What's his guy's first name?
Rocco.
Rocco Becht from Calvary Christian. Dude's a sneaky Heisman candidate as well. I think they played a great game in Dublin against K-State. I missed who they played last week, but I think they got a great offense unit that's been together for a while. Totals of -3 at home. They're banking on this to be a low scoring affair. Totals 40 or 41 on some books. I like the Cyclones to cover this as easy as well, and I think the over is even a better play here. I think Iowa, they finally have a quarterback as well. Transfer from a Division I AA school. South Dakota, right? Yeah, he was a stud there. A lot of postseason experience, battle tested. I know it's a lower division, but what we got here? CeeDee Lamb about to score
for a little 40-yard pass from Dak out of bounds to the 1-yard line.
I love that.
Jalen Carter thrown out on the first play before the first play of the game for spitting in Dak Prescott's face.
Yep. He was ejected?
I'm pretty certain.
And Dak was this close to getting crushed on that throw too, so he probably did get crushed, honestly.
Losing Carter that's a huge loss for them, though. If
it's a hold in the end zone. It's a hold in the end zone. I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dak Prescott for a touchdown, I'm guessing.
No, Jalen Hurts. Or no, that's not Jalen Hurts. Fucking
CJ Johnson.
Tush push here.
I like Iowa in that game. I'm not going to fight you over it though. I see everything you're saying. I like the kid transferred from South Dakota. And I like Iowa's defense. I think they're going to be solid in Big Ten play too. It's a rivalry game, so there's no surprises. Typically, those type of games are just a stay away from me because I see both sides of that number. So
yeah, he's a stud. He's for sure a stud. I just think at home Iowa State, man, guys who've been together for a while.
I hear
Let
you.
the boys roll. Let the boys roll.
Stay
I'll do a couple more.
Touchdown, Cowboys on the board.
Who scored?
Number
running back.
I have no idea who that is.
Javonte Williams. Welcome to Dallas.
Wow.
I don't think anybody in the mega pool hit that.
No.
I'll do a couple more. This is actually my lock of the week. This is my must bet, gotta bet it, max bet. Syracuse minus 6.5 at home in the Carrier Dome against UConn. UConn's independent. They don't play anybody worth a damn. Syracuse played Tennessee pretty tough, even though they didn't cover the spread. Syracuse backup quarterback, old Notre Dame backup, Chris Angeli. I think he's a stud. I think he finally has his opportunity. 6.5 is one possession, one touchdown. I think they cover this easy.
UConn's going to win outright.
You think UConn's going to win outright?
No, I actually really do. Ashton will I mean, we're from Connecticut, so Ashton will tell you I'm not a homer. I think UConn's going to win outright. So, and I'll have some money on it too.
Love it.
All right. I love that.
Call a shot.
Nice. Again, what is that? What is that in the book? Plus 300? Plus 275?
I haven't looked at it yet. I just know
6.5. So yeah, I mean it's 275 probably.
Yeah. There you go.
Wow.
I love that. Well, head to head there.
There you go.
And the big game. There's two more games I want to talk about. One, I think this is a massive trap. This is the first huge trap of the year. It makes no sense to me. Illinois at Duke. Illinois minus 3. I'm going to take it. I'm going to fall into the trap. Illinois minus 3. They're the 11th team in the nation. Returning Luke Altmaier. He's a stud quarterback. Also returning Aiden Lottery. He's also stud running back. He had 101 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. Duke brought in, I don't know if you remember in the offseason, this guy, Darian Mensah. He was a coveted NIL guy, right? He actually committed to Tulane for a ton of money. He backed out because Duke paid him more.
Yeah.
I don't like that stuff. I think you're seeing the effects of that in UCLA with Jaden Amaliva. And I think Illinois covers easy here. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on this one, but feels like a massive trap. But I like the Illini here.
My second favorite college game on the board behind SMU. I said the same thing. I saw the line. I had to do a double take. I'm like, where's the 0 after the 2 or 3? Duke losing their coach to A&M.
Yeah, they haven't been the same.
That's worth 3 to 6, maybe even 10 points on the surface. So new system. Got to get used to a new coach. Illinois is primed, ready to go. They don't have a look ahead next week. It's not like they're playing Michigan or somebody where they're going to take their eye off the ball here. So I would expect the Illini to take care of business and cover.
I agree with that.
Love it, man. I'll do the game of the weekend here. I think the ones I'm going to have my eye on, I think you guys are going to too. Michigan at Oklahoma. It's the only ranked matchup of the weekend, I think. It's a big one, right? Oklahoma, new to the SEC, trying to prove themselves. So they probably scheduled this game 10 years ago before they realized who was going to be in what conference. Brent Venables, old defensive coordinator from Clemson, he's on the ropes right now for his head coaching job at Oklahoma. Yep. People are all over John Mateer, transfer from Washington State. I think he's a stud for sure. He didn't play great competition out of WSU last year, but we're kind of overreacting on his stat line. I think he had 4 touchdowns last week against a really shitty opponent. I think it was New Mexico State. I can't remember who they played. But it was, a game they didn't cover, didn't look that great in. And people are trying to put John Mateer as the Heisman frontrunner. I don't like that. I think Michigan probably loses this game, but the number at 5.5 is too close. I think it's just a field goal game, one way or the other. If you got 5.5 on your book, I like it. I also like the over in this one too. I think you see in week 1, a lot of these coaches are withholding their playbook. They're going to run easy stuff for their new quarterbacks. Week 2, you got a little bit of experience under them. Watch both of these offensive playbooks fly. This is also the last game before Michigan coach gets on his midseason 2-game suspension. So look for him to make a big statement. I still think Michigan loses, but I like them to cover.
I'm with you on this one. I like Michigan and I like the over, but I actually think Michigan might pull this one out. So, but I'll probably take the points. I don't think I'll go money line on this one.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at this one, so I'm just going with that analysis. Works for me.
I need everyone to look at if you're going to watch this game, just pay attention. Bryce Underwood, the Michigan quarterback. I think he is legitimately the most talented quarterback, probably since like Trevor Lawrence. I was talking about like zip on a football, just pure natural talent. He can run and he can throw that damn ball, man. He's a really damn good quarterback.
And their defense was playing really good at the end of last year, and a lot of those guys are back. So I think they're going to pick up right where they left off.
Be interesting.
Nice. You want to do a rapid fire on any other picks?
Yeah. Here, I'll do my card. I'll give you my card for you real quick.
Right.
Let me pull it up. I sent it in here. My card for the week is I got Cuse minus 6.5 UTSA minus 4.5 over Texas State. I got USC minus 27.5. They are playing. Give me a second. I have it right here.
Fresno State.
No, someone better than that. Doesn't matter. Georgia Southern. USC minus 20. I got Baylor plus 2.5. I got the Illini minus 2.5. I got Miami of Ohio plus 15.5. Give me Ole Miss minus 9.5. Kansas 7.5. Toledo minus 7.5. UNLV at home plus 2.5. And then Hawaii on the island minus 6.5. Those are my picks. 11 picks. Parlay them, tease them, do whatever the hell they want to do. Those are locks.
Take them individually.
Quick question before we let you go. You're high on the ACC, but you're fading SMU against the team that historically does not play ranked opponents well.
SMU is I think I have them like 6th or 7th in that conference. I wouldn't say they're the best in that conference. I think that the big story with the ACC is you have Miami looking great against Notre Dame. You got Florida State all of a sudden in the national title picture, I think. And I don't think
Clemson.
Clemson's Clemson, and Georgia Tech looked fantastic last week as well. I think SMU is head and shoulders below all of those guys. So
Interesting.
That's my take.
It's going to be hard for them to get. I mean, the thing is, though, it's going to be hard for them to get 2 teams in the playoffs. That's going to be the problem,
Guys, I think they might get 3. That's what I think they might get 3.
All right.
Welcome to the
I think
show.
they might get 3.
All right. Well, plug that social again for yourself. Where are people following you?
At One Bucket on Twitter. I'll send my picks out every Friday.
All right,
man.
Awesome.
There you go.
Happy to have you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You back.
Take care.
Thanks,
You're the man. Thank you.
Peace.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
This is Tyler. Make sure we edit most of that.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thanks, Ant. We really appreciate you coming out. It was killer.
Very knowledgeable, man. He really does his homework.
Way to come prepared. All right, let's shift gears. It's currently 7-0. Cowboys on with the lead. 9 minutes to go. Eagles on the move.
Breaking news: Barkley still looks good.
Yes.
Good. I drafted him in fantasy.
Breaking news: Dallas's D looks as expected. So we'll see what happens here. All right, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this. We're going to watch it in the periphery. So we're going to jump into NFL. Week 1. Give me 1 or 2 things you are looking for: player, team, coach, specific game. What are you looking all encompassing NFL in week 1?
Go ahead, Bubba.
I'll give you a couple of things I'm looking at. The first thing I'm looking at is tomorrow night's game, Chiefs-Chargers. I want to see how the Chargers come out. I want to see if they can, because I think that's an upset waiting to happen. I don't know if the Chiefs are going to be, gun-ho, ready to play tomorrow. There's a lot of distractions, with the most recent engagement from their star tight end. But no, I'm joking there. But I just think the Chargers are going to be better than people think. So that's one thing I'm looking for. And the second thing I'm looking for is out west. I want to see how the Raiders do under Pete Carroll with Geno Smith at the helm. I think they're going to be better than people think as well. So those 2 things, they obviously got the running back from Boise State. Those are the 2 things that I'm looking at. One of them has to do with the coach, Pete Carroll. He's 70-something years old, to see how, if he can still, rile the guys up. But looking for Justin Herbert tomorrow night. So those 2 things are really good, what I'm watching. One's tomorrow, then the other one's on Sunday. So,
okay. Jeff?
I'm with Bubba on the game tomorrow night. Although I'm sort of going the other way. I do think that San Diego is going to be good this year. I have them going to the playoffs. But I think Kansas City is going to be on the warpath, and I think it starts tomorrow. So I expect them to have a really big game. Second thing is selfishly just looking forward to the Steelers and see what Rodgers looks like in week 1. So I mean, who knows how long he's going to actually last this year? So hopefully he plays well from the start. Looking forward to that, and I'll get to Rodgers a little bit more when we do bragging rights.
Excellent. All right. I'm kind of a carryover from the NFL preview show. I think the number one thing I'm looking at, and it's actually the game we're going to be premiering Casual Chaos Live at. So selfish plug, if you will.
Nice.
I'm really confused as my text message to you guys earlier today. I understand that the Parsons signing is a big deal, and an elite player at his position and status definitely helps an already solid defense, but it shouldn't change the entire future of the league when he hasn't played a snap. And it's adjusting the line in a weird way as well, because a lot of money is coming in on Green Bay. I'm looking at that game because I want to see if Parsons is playing. I want to see if Love is recovered from the thumb injury. The number one wide receiver on that team never had a college season over 58 catches, and now he's thrust into the number one spot because the incumbent number one has a Jones fracture. I don't know how many people know much about Jones fractures, but that has a tendency to end in season-ending surgery because it's a very painful fracture. So I'm just really interested to see what the Packers look like. And on the other side of the ball, same thing. The hype of the two coordinators leaving. Is the offense going to be as potent? So we got a lot of storylines in one game. So that's really what I'm paying attention to.
Jay, to your point too, is Parsons healthy, right? They didn't know
he's
that
not.
there was some.
He's not.
Yeah. They
He's
didn't
not.
know. And they're claiming they didn't know either, right? They didn't know even after the physical or something like that, after they signed him.
I don't know how they didn't
surely
know.
they had to know. That has to
know
be
how they
disclosed, I would think.
I mean,
Well, you got to clear a medical. So,
Yeah.
But when we're talking about he's going to take injections into his back and he's got an
Right.
L4 and L5, I know there's two guys on this podcast that both did their L4 and L5. It ain't fun. It's not fun.
I'm not one of those guys, but it doesn't sound fucking fun.
I mean, you guys have heard me say it before. As great as a player as he is,
A little small.
He's not been durable. So
Yeah.
you know,
A little small too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely. And you start having back issues this young. That's not a good sign. So
Yeah. And I think the second thing for me is all the year 2 and 3 quarterbacks, right? Are we going to start seeing a shift? Is CJ Stroud gonna, is he going to stay where he was last year? Is he going to go back to that first year form?
Right.
Jaden Daniels has a tough matchup with the Giants defense. But is he going to be the next guy? Are we going to start talking about him next year as a top 5 NFL quarterback? Is Caleb going to, under Ben Johnson become what everybody was hoping he was, or is we going to find out he can't run a system? I'm looking forward to seeing Cam Ward, just not in the matchup he's got going on. We'll get into that a little bit more later. So there's a lot of young Penix, going to start the season. Let's see how that looks. So a lot of young quarterbacks, Bo Nix. I just want to see how that second and third year crop is actually elevating. We got a massive game Sunday night in, Buffalo and the Ravens. So I think that's, it kind of gets lost because it's Sunday night. But man, what an epic way to finish.
That's going to be a great game.
A Sunday of football. So
Yeah, it could be AFC Championship preview.
Yeah.
Right off rip.
Yep.
All right. So, all right, let's stay in the NFL and let's go with a new segment. We'll still work on the name, but let's call this the almost lock of the week. Because we're not touts, we're not telling you to go out and do it. But if we had the gun to the head, or we're in that moment of you got to give us one play against the spread, who is it?
I like the Broncos. I'm very high on the Broncos. I'm going to give the 8.5. I think they're going to win that game by double digits. So Broncos versus Titans.
Bubba?
I like the Arizona Cardinals -6.5 over the New Orleans Saints. I believe that game's in Arizona, and I think it's going to be. Is it in New Orleans?
It's in New Orleans, yeah.
Is it in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Either way, I like it even more now. I think Arizona's going to beat them up. So, I think they're going to win by at least a touchdown. Maybe they might win by 14. That's my prediction. So,
yeah, a lot of people are on the Saints, and I don't get it. I just don't. So
makes me feel even better about it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if it's the fear of Kyler or what, but I mean, what's the quarterback's name in New Orleans again?
The Saints aren't good.
Right,
Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler. So
yeah,
you can not like Murray, but do you like Spencer Rattler more?
Exactly.
I mean, again, it's a good name for a band, but we got fisticuffs, we've got flags flying everywhere. We have helmets off.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got a tie ball game, 7-7, 5:48 to go. 14 points over is looking solid early.
Yeah. NFC East football, fellas.
Yeah, we didn't discuss this ahead of time, and I would normally like to be contrarian, but I'm on the same game Jeff is. The lock of the week for me is the Broncos as well. Rookie QBs 2-15 straight up when their first game's on the road. You go back to the 70s, and that stat against the spread actually is a little bit more impressive, but it's still sub 500 at 13-14. So the recent trend has been brutal. So that 2-15 is since 2020. So it's not a great thing for rookie quarterbacks. Ironically, in that same time period, rookie quarterbacks actually aggregate have a winning record. So interesting, but the Denver defense, I think, is too good, returning a lot of players, a lot of blue chippers, perennial defensive player of the year categories. The coach is super hyped on his team. He doesn't typically get that hyped. He's been there 2 years now. He was very critical year one. I think they had a resurgence last year, and I think he feels that he's in the same situation he was in New Orleans when they were making Super Bowl runs. So very high on the Broncos as well, but definitely the almost lock of the week for me.
Yep.
Next segment, the Believe Me upset of the week.
No, go ahead, Ash.
All
Roll
right.
with it.
Tell me if you guys have heard me say this before. The Lions. So it's a small number, but there's still a dog +2. I'm taking the money line there. I like the Lions to win on the field. I need to see it to believe it. From the Packers, I got a lot of Packer fans in my life. I got one in particular who's a big man that's going to try to intimidate me by the phone or by text. But I won't be intimidated. I got the Lions this week. That's my upset of the week.
I love it.
Go ahead, Bubba.
I am taking at +160 on some sports books, +150 on others, the Carolina Panthers over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think it's a battle between the two former offensive coordinators for the Bucs, Dave Canales in Carolina, and Liam Cohen in Jacksonville. And I just think Bryce Young is just as good, if not better, as far as recent production goes, and Trevor Lawrence. And I don't know, man. I think people are sleeping on Carolina this year, so I'm going to take them to win their first game.
Well, anybody who listened to the pod last week knows my feelings on Jacksonville this year. It's a bad offensive line. I don't like their defense. I like that play. I think Young will have some time to throw. I just think everybody's putting too much stock in the new head coach and what he brings or what he's bringing from Tampa last year.
And he left in the middle of the night in Tampa. Didn't tell anybody.
Listen, I mean, it's two former Buck coaches, right? I mean, two former offensive coordinators for the Bucs. So it'll be interesting. I don't think either team has a good defense. The total's probably in play there as well.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's a divisional game, but I like your play. I like the dog.
Awesome.
Mine is going to be the Giants. They're getting 6. I'm tempted to even take them on the money line. Week 1, week 2 of the seasons are always a mess, right? I mean, you always see some weird outcomes. Maybe Washington doesn't get off to the hot start. I mean, you guys know I'm a little down on Washington this year anyway. I do think they're going to take a step back. A lot of positive press coming out of New York. So I might actually take them on the money line, but I think +6 is definitely a good bet. Money line is going to be about +210, so I might go that route. But yeah, I like the Giants.
Okay, not going to argue there. All right, this next one is the stay away game of the week, and what we mean by that is I either just want to watch it, I don't want to have money on it, I'm not going to touch it because it's just two bad teams, or the number makes so little sense that I can't go on either side. Do you have a game that fits those categories?
I do. And I apologize to Bubba, but mine's the Panthers Jags. I personally would want nothing to do with that game. So I wouldn't want to watch it. I wouldn't want to bet it. And that game scares me. So
that's fair.
Oh, I'm just going to bet it. I'm not going to watch it, Jeff. For the record.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what my game is. It's actually the jersey that I'm wearing, which I'm still going to bet on it probably.
Well, if you're going to bet on it, you can't stay away from it.
Yeah, I can't stay away from it. I'm warning the viewers to stay away from it because I think the Bucs are going to lose their first game in Atlanta. I think Michael Penix is going to have a breakout game. I don't think the Bucs are healthy right now at all. We're missing some key players, and so I think we're going to lose the first game, but I do think we're going to win the division handily. and I think that we're going to go to the playoffs. But I do think we're going to drop this first one. And then the spread's 2. I think the Falcons can win on a walk-off field goal. And, I'm advising all of our fans stay away from that game.
Those two teams are always playing stupid tight games or stupid comeback games or whatever. If you're high on the Bucks, you want to see the high octane offense. If you're high on the Falcons, it makes sense because you're optimistic about Penix and and Bijan and Drake London. And you're probably still doing the Pitts, I can't quit you conversations. But I think one thing to point out, and Bubba, you might not even be aware of it, or I know you're aware that Penix is left-handed.
Yes.
His starting right tackle is out. Not going to be playing. So I'd be interested to see if the Bucks can overload that side and get to his blind side. Don't know what type. Penix likes to throw the ball deep downfield. So we'll see what type of protection he has. But I'm not mad at you for the stay away. Mine, I've got 2, probably more like 1.5. The Bills-Ravens game, it's pretty much a pick 'em.
God, that's going to be crazy.
It's a coin flip game, right? Just watch the game. Grab yourself a cold one if you didn't have too many throughout the day. You're going to be coming off listening and watching the Casual Chaos live show. So just sit back and relax because we're going to make you exhausted listening to us. So, I would stay away from that. But from a gambling standpoint, I think you have a gambling problem if you're doing anything with the Dolphins-Colts game. The Dolphins are an absolute train wreck right now. They're a mess. We've talked about it on the program. We've got enough comments. It was preseason. We got a deep ball, almost a great catch. I just don't know what to expect out of Miami. Tua, when he's healthy, typically wins games.
They threw a flag. He was all over him.
He was. I think people probably don't realize Indianapolis has a decent defense. So it'd be interesting to see how they scheme. And then you got Danny Dimes on the other side. You got Steichen as a coach that we don't know if he's a good coach or not at this point. The tight end is probably the only bright spot there. And then Jonathan Taylor, does he still have it or not? All of these questions I have no real answers for, nor do I want any answers for them. So it's just an absolute stay away, especially with the tic-tac number of 1.5. I mean, which way you going there?
They can't even make their mind up.
Right. Yeah. Just stay away from it. Watch it from a fantasy standpoint. If you have it in the package, get some red zone updates, but don't put any money on it. Not any real money.
Yep. Fair enough.
So, all right. Those are the 3 gambling segments here for week 1 of the NFL. Just because it's week 1, you guys got any parting shots? One other game you want to throw out there?
I mean, I know we kind of hit on it earlier, but this game tonight, I mean, I got Dallas early Sunday. I think it came out either Sunday or Monday, plus 8.5. I mean, I think they can win outright, but I took the 8.5 points. So this is my parting game here is the one we're about to finish watching after we hang it up for the night. But they're driving again, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of the lines. A lot of the lines are really close this week, but I'm going to take the over in that Buffalo-Baltimore game.
What a run. Sorry, Jeff. Did you just see that run?
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in that game, so I'm going over there.
Yeah.
I like it.
You guys remember when I picked the Cowboys to go 11-6 this year and win the division?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the game I'm looking forward to is the Houston Rams game. I want to see if Matt Stafford is actually cloned upright, and I want to see what Houston's offense looks like. I know the defense should be solid, but I just want to see what that looks like. I think you got 2 really good coaches in that matchup, so I think that's gonna be a fun game to watch.
I'm not gonna mess with it, but I won't be shocked if Houston wins that game outright.
Yeah. I on a parlay card, I've got Houston. You know what I mean? Just a fun, let's bet every game for a buck type thing. So, all right. Well, with that, we'll close that segment out. Let's get into some bragging rights. We are back with bragging rights. So we're not going to live in the past. We're going to start afresh. I'm pretty sure everybody's probably on football games here. This is still for bragging rights for all that, first time listeners or people who forgot what bragging rights is, this is when the three of us kind of go head to head, 14 parlay, $25, set stakes. As you know, 14 parlays are hard to hit. So we want to just, get a little bragging rights, make a little money, but just, talk some shit, amongst ourselves.
Yeah. Have a little fun.
So nothing's off limits here. If you want to throw some cricket in or some European soccer, you could do it, but it is football season. So I'm pretty sure we'll be, college and NFL football. Yeah. We'll save cricket for the spring.
Well, I'll definitely be throwing some baseball in these bragging rights parlays, but I didn't do that this week. So
I figured.
Just waiting for Tyler to throw one of these up here.
Producer Tyler, floor is yours.
Here you go, Jeff. All you.
Thanks, buddy. All right, so yeah, I got you guys. I'm trying to make you guys happy, but I do really like this. I got the Bucks -2. Again, I just mentioned Texans money line. And then couldn't stay away from the Steelers game, but I didn't actually pick a winner here. I picked the over 38.5, and I got Aaron Rodgers with more than one touchdown. So pass. Yeah.
Very nice.
It's not a very aggressive one. 25 pays 302, but yeah. Looking for. I mean, look, the Steelers game might end up biting me in the ass because I think the other two I like a lot, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully Rodgers comes out hot and 2 touchdown passes. If he throws 2 touchdown passes, then I think the over is definitely going to come in. So
yeah,
I just need him to put some points on the board. So
good luck.
Yeah, very nice. Jay, you got yours starting off tomorrow night.
I'm in Jeff's camp. I understand what Bubba's looking at. I just think it's one of those weird games. Again, it's in Brazil. We don't know what that field's going to look like. I do think the Chiefs typically win their home opener. Andy Reid off of a bye week typically doesn't lose. This has been a long bye. I think he's prepared for this game. Harbaugh doesn't play the Chiefs well in his short tenure. I'll even call the shot. This might be the bet of the week, I think, for those that like player props. Take a look at Xavier Worthy plus 700 for first touchdown of the game, and back that up or parlay it with his over yardage total. I think you're going to see a big play out of the gate from them with Worthy, and I think they roll. The Broncos we already talked about, laying the 8 points there. I got the Seahawks money line and the Lions money line, both at plus 115. I'll play those games straight up, take the points to back this. But 25 wins 421 and 18 cents. So let's see if it comes in.
There you go.
Very good.
And to round us out, Bubba.
Touchdown Dallas, by the way.
Touchdown Dallas, another rushing touchdown for 33.
Javonte Williams, MVP.
That puts me up
on pace for what, 39 touchdowns or something like that.
Right.
Anyway, I've got so I took Dallas tonight +8. I really liked it. I've said that a couple times already. I'm 15 points ahead right now after that touchdown. So I'm liking that. I took the Dolphins +1, so I guess I have a problem. At J Ash, I took the Dolphins to win that game.
Yeah, you're a degenerate. You don't have a problem.
And then I took my stay away game here. I'm a homer. It's the bragging rights parlay, so I want the Bucks to be a part of it. So I took a money line -135. I think they could pull it out. Like I said, it's a toss up though. I'm in. I feel better about it now. You telling me the right tackle's out, so that makes me feel a little better. And then I took the Panthers +3.5. I told you I liked them to win that game. I took the points. 25 pays 290 and 39 cents. So I think if they all hit, Jay, if we can hit all 12 of our bets, Jay will be victorious because his pays 420 plus. But it'd be nice to have 3 winners anyway.
Yeah, it would. Let's do it.
Let's do some bragging rights. All right. Fantastic. That's the show for the night. Not too shabby. Definitely a little energy with one buck ant coming in. Appreciate it. Make sure you follow all the socials, the Discord, at Casual Chaos Live. If you're on the lookout, please check us out. Can't say it enough. Actually, I can't say it enough. I'll keep saying it, and you'll see it over the weekend on all the socials. check us out Sunday, different format, not a podcast, live streaming Shadowcast, first of its kind. We're pumped about it and we're excited about it. So we hope you can join us. It's something you can dip in and out of. You don't have to be in front of a TV. In fact, it's not designed for the TV. It's designed for your handheld, and it is designed to be a second screen style show. So if you know us and we say, hey, why didn't you watch? The answer of, oh man, I was out and about and busy. Bullshit. You guys are texting and watching videos in your car. Put us on. Do so responsibly. Drive safe. Last thing, should have led off with this. I am remiss, so I apologize, but big shout out to producer Tyler. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you very much.
And if you're listening to this Friday, happy birthday to Bubba.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back birthdays.
Man, another
Damn
happy
right.
birthday, man.
Parlay
Back.
it. Why
The
not?
Casual Chaos Corner.
Yeah.
September 4th and 5th.
Hey, and if you want to help these guys out on their birthday, feel free to put a parlay ticket in their name and send it on in.
Beautiful.
I love it.
All right. So, guys, awesome show. Thank you to the audience. Thanks to One Buck Ant and producer Tyler for making the sacrifice on his birthday. We are out.
See everybody Sunday.
That's
Thank
it.
you, guys. See ya.
See ya.
Bye. Hi, everyone. This is Jay Ash, one of the hosts of the Casual Chaos podcast you are about to listen to discusses gambling and wagering on sporting events. Please be advised the gambling and sports wagering content during this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute financial or gambling advice. Sports wagering involves significant risk. If you choose to gamble, please do so responsibly and only gamble with funds that you can comfortably afford to lose. All opinions, wagering tickets discussed, or implied wagers on the Casual Chaos podcast are not guarantees to result in financial gain. You must be 21 years or older or of legal gambling age in your jurisdiction to participate in sports wagering. Please verify the gambling and sports wagering laws and regulations within your jurisdiction prior to placing bets. Listeners are solely responsible for their own wagering decisions and outcomes. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call or text the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426-2537. We encourage everyone to engage with sports betting responsibly. The host and the Casual Cast podcast assume no liability for any losses incurred as a result of listening to this content.